So I'm scrolling and I see a lot of Black women making videos talking down to Black men who voted for Trump. And I just have to say, if you voted for Trump and you're a Black man, thank you. And I thank you because I know exactly why you voted for Trump. You voted for secure borders so that us women and children can be safe. You voted for a strong economy so that us women and children can be provided for. You voted for our children to not be indoctrinated in this failed public school system. You voted for my right to not have to use the bathroom with a biological man. You also voted for our children not to be drafted into another endless, senseless war that only benefits the military industrial complex. And also, you voted for the protection of our freedom of speech. The same freedom of speech that these evil, nasty, disgusting women are using to wish death upon you. So, as a Black woman, I just want to say thank you for voting for Trump. I truly appreciate you. And
Gentlemen and ladies, hope you're doing well. What a dramatic, historic month November has been. Trump secured a very lopsided victory that has been rare for the Red Party. Gotta give women in the Blue Party a lot of credit, though. They were determined to steer the entire platform to cater to their gender specific interests as the number one priority. And they, by and large, achieved that objective. They connected with woman dominated universities and grassroots feminist organizations through a very favorable mainstream news media and most social media platforms. Men have been at a disadvantage as a result. But it seems the outcome of the historic election is exposing some cracks in this otherwise formidable matriarchal matrix. At a time when a female Supreme Court nominee claims she doesn't know what a woman is because she's not an expert in human biology, the Blue Party has recently adopted a strategy of ignoring men. Now, ironically, they seem to know what and who men are, which is why they targeted us. Their disdain of misogyny has reached such a fever pitch that any policy that would benefit men's interests is considered highly offensive. In other words, their mantra is maximize estrogen at the expense of testosterone. This one sided, narrow minded approach manifested itself in the campaign strategy of Vice President Kamala Harris. The dominant narrative put forth by her team centered almost exclusively on women's reproductive rights. That alone excludes men for obvious reasons. Duh. She created a one issue crusade to rally the feminist troops to fight to bring back Roe v. Wade by any means necessary. My body, my choice was the most often repeated tagline that is rooted in a long history of shutting men out of the decision to have the child or not. Once the man plants his seed in her, causing a pregnancy, of course, that child is not his child if the woman decides it's her body. How is that policy supposed to appeal to men? No wonder a majority of women chose Kamala while the majority of men chose Trump. Some of the feminists are even boycotting intimacy with men because more men sided with the Red Party. Oh, brother. Another legacy of the Blue Party is the judicial imbalance and bias against men during legal proceedings for divorce, alimony, child support, and child custody. Men generally have to fight tooth and nail and spend excessive amounts of money to overcome this misandrous bias. Thanks, Blue Party. Oh boy. Gentlemen are responsible for keeping our families and loved ones safe and secure. Part of that protector role is trusting our government to secure the border and enforce reasonable, lawful immigration that doesn't drain our economy. This should be common sense, but the current version of the Blue Party flooded the country with excessive numbers of questionable migrants from all over the world. The economies of small towns are being drained as their populations nearly double. Law enforcement struggles to keep up in these towns. And if cops can't secure the community, how can husbands and boyfriends secure their homes? Grocery bills are at extremely historic highs, along with rent, property taxes, insurance, etc., car payments, everything else. These are things that men are concerned with. Reproductive rights and the extreme feminist agenda don't address these issues. They don't pay the bills. If a candidate of any party ignores these concerns, these fundamental basic concerns, and prioritizes policies that men have no say in, then those men will simply be turned off and go in a different direction. Duh. And that's exactly what happened here. Men fled for the most part. Brothers still voted blue blindly, I'm not sure why, but just enough of us left the party to send shockwaves across the country. The sister-led feminist attack dogs on the left lashed out at brothers more than any other groups of men, despite the fact we still voted 79% for Kamala. This nasty, vicious backlash they hurled at brothers will push even more black men away in the years to come, mark my word. I wouldn't be surprised if in 2028, the Blue Party nominee gets, at best, 69% of black men's support. Most likely less. But anyway, side note to the brothers. Brothers, we got to do better here. We're voting against our own interests as income earners and security providers. Plus, a few of us end up in jail over child support violations. We know this. Some of which is retaliatory instead of deliberate lack of payment. This is part of the prison industrial complex some of us complain about. So why keep voting to prop up an anti-male system? Come on, brothers, come on. But anyway, moving right along. One would think that after suffering a most embarrassing, lopsided election in recent history, the Blue Party would immediately overhaul their entire organization and strategy to align with the middle class, which includes working men. Nope. They are doubling down, organizing troublemakers to allegedly protest January 6, 2025. I've got emails from Blue Party organizers showing this. I can prove this. Now, does that sound familiar? The very thing they accused Trump supporters of doing nearly 4 years ago is what they're planning to do on a much larger national scale. It's also this kind of blatant hypocrisy that turned people away, even some Blue Party loyalists. The country cannot sustain such gender-based division. No one is saying women should not advocate for the issues, but to pigeonhole an entire party to focus predominantly on one issue is simply not realistic or practical, especially in an era of extremely high cost of living paralyzing middle-class families. Party leaders have to see the bigger picture beyond one issue. This should be common sense, but the Blue Party threw common sense out the window and decided Roe v. Wade was the only issue, and anyone who disagrees is misogynist and should be shamed and bashed relentlessly. Oh boy, very immature approach that men reject. But let us know your thoughts. Can men and women find common ground and work together in any party, or will the divide grow larger, resulting in dysfunction? Comment below and be sure to like this video so we can continue to support common sense narratives like this. And also subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video as the apocalypse of good men continues.